Good morning from Los Angeles. Welcome to Trading with Sergio, Monday edition. I don't know if I'm having technical issues or not, so if anybody's in the chat, can you guys put a thumbs up if you can see me and hear me clearly, because StreamYard, the web application that we use, is having issues. Now it's flashing something. I'm not sure what's going on. So if you guys can hear me and see me, put a thumbs up, please. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. Anybody? See, it's flashing the schedule. Okay, you can hear me and see me clearly. 100%. Okay, cool. So welcome to Trading with Sergio Monday edition. There will be other editions of this if we're not having technical difficulties as usual. Look, technology is not 100%. Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. So what's going on? Well, we had a long weekend. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July. I had a good weekend. I mean, you know, a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of barbecue, and a little bit of beer, and celebrate the birth of our country. But then the country is going sideways, kind of going sideways. So what is happening? A lot happened over the weekend, and today we're seeing what's happening with the markets. You know, markets are going to do what they're going to do, especially with the tariff musical chairs we're playing. In fact, last 15 minutes before I came on, there was an announcement. We got a pretty big leg down on the S&P 500. Look, I have the experience, but even I don't know how to trade this. Okay, so what do you do when things like that show up? You position correctly, well, position size correctly, you take risk, small risk, okay, size small, and when things get to where they get to, you do it, long or short. So for most of you who follow me, I post all my positions, full transparency, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the community page of the YouTube channel. None of this is trading advice. It's entertainment only. None of it is financial advice. None of it is investment advice. If you tag along, do it at your own risk. Please do your own due diligence. What I do is not for everyone. What I do is very risky, but then the rewards are also very high. So I have a pretty balanced account. I had one anyway going into today. And I'm going to keep it that way. In fact, I did some changes, and I probably will do some changes while I'm live today. That's why it's called trading. So once I post my positions at the end of today, it'll be up before 2 p.m. Pacific. You can go back and historically look at the community page. They stay there, the posts, and you can see if it was profitable, or losers. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to prove. I have done well. I'm doing well this year. Holding my shit together, as they say. And it is important to understand what we're dealing with here. Okay. So over the weekend, as you know, shots being fired back and forth between Elon. Supposedly, I just put up a video actually a couple of days ago, and it did really well. Elon and the America Party. I don't know. I have some thoughts about it, but then finance channels are not about politics. It's about finance. It's about trading. My attitude is pretty clear when it comes to the America Party. I even said it on that video. You guys can go check it out. I'm in. I mean, I'm a registered Republican, but I'm fiscally conservative and socially reasonably moderate. So I'm not even sure if I'm a true conservative, but I'm a registered Republican. And will I vote for the America Party? Absolutely. Why is that? Now, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, but it's hurting Tesla stock." There's a bigger picture here, okay? All we did with the big beautiful bill is kick the can down the road. create more debt, deficits, national debt's going up, trillion every 100 days. The servicing of that debt is an issue, obviously. And I'm tired of it. I'm frustrated, as all of you should be. If you understand finance, if you understand economics, you should be frustrated. I don't want to put a shackle on every newborn baby of $125,000 of debt. And that's what's happening, right? If you take 38 trillion divided by 350 million people, as of the last census count, that's about $125,000. Every man, woman, child, newborn, right? It just doesn't make sense, right? It really doesn't make sense. We need a balanced budget, but I talked about that on that video. I have a great video coming out at noon today. Please, I don't usually ask this. Please watch it. Please put a thumbs up. Please share it. Please tweet it. Please put it on social media. I'm going to do my best, but it's truly, truly how I feel about what's going on. Yeah, so that's where we are. But let's get back to topic and what we have at hand. I'll answer the comments, at the end. Let me do a couple of little small topics, because I think there's things that are happening that all of you should understand and keep track of. And then obviously I'll go through my positions. I'll go through what I did. Look, money is made, money is lost. It's not about that. But I truly, truly am frustrated with what's going on in the country. But I'm also frustrated with these out of the blue tweets that move things. And if you're positioned the wrong way, you're going to get your face ripped. And should we even be trading in these types of markets? I mean, seriously. And I don't know. I don't know how to trade these markets. I'm being super honest. I'm managing it. Obviously, it's because of my experience. I'm managing it. I think I'm managing it correctly. And look, I'm saying this after 30 years. What should a newbie do? They go YOLO, FOMO, do all these things, and then they blow accounts right and left. And then they complain. I'm like, look, man, you don't have to trade, right? Turn the computer off. Go away. Wait until things settle down. A lot of them revenge trade, and the results are, 90% of them lose accounts. I mean, there's no ifs and buts about it. There are ways you can hedge. I'm hedged. I think I'm hedged as of the last 5 minutes, but who knows? Yeah, you have the tools in your toolbox. You can do anything you want, right? There is a tool for every market condition. There is a tool for every scenario. And yeah, that's where we are. But let's talk a little bit about, how about this? How about we do about 2-3 topics, about 15-20 minutes. I'll go through the comments. I'll answer questions if you guys have it, and go through the positions, look at some charts, the usual stuff, and then we'll finish it, okay? And if some of you want to come on, I want to post a link. You guys, I don't mind you guys coming on, showing your faces and talking to me. But at StreamYard, I don't know what's going on. So hopefully you guys can still hear me. So I want to talk a little bit about musical chairs. It's an interesting game, right? We all have played it. And the last ones, without a chair, what happens is fall on their butt, right? Well, we're having that now with tariffs. Let's go back 3 months. April 2nd was Liberation Day, according to the Trump administration. Okay. Massive tariffs announced. Again, this is not political. The administration is doing actually exactly what they said they were going to do. So people are shocked. They shouldn't be, right? I don't think they're doing anything different than what they said they're going to do. But so musical chairs is a game of, I don't know, is it luck? Is it agility? Is it coordination? Something like that, right? Okay. Well, it's happening. This is what we have. So April 2nd, Liberation Day, massive tariffs announced. What happened after that? Stock market, both NASDAQ and S&P 500, massive, massive, massive sell-off. You can even call it a crash if you like. 20%, top to bottom on SPY or SPX, and about 25%, which is, I guess, the technical definition of a bear market entry, which I don't really pay attention to any of that stuff. That's for CNBC clowns to figure out. I want to say hi to Jim Cramer here, as he blocked me on Twitter for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, going back to the topic. So market sell-off. Administration announces 90-day delay, 90-day, break, because market was on its way to meltdown, without a question, right? I mean, it was ugly. Ripper rally, V bottom, new highs, new all-time highs as of Friday. No, Friday markets closed as of Thursday. And then today we're selling off a little bit. Why are we selling off? Well, the deadline is here. July 9th is the deadline for the 90-day tariff delay. Okay. Well, over the weekend, the administration starts sending out letters, supposedly, to 100 countries who did not respond. What is going on? If that's not the pure definition of a musical chairs, we have 100 chairs. Well, now we have 99. Now we have 90. I'm like, what is happening? Well, how do we do this? How are we doing this? I'm not sure. And then, right about 15 minutes before I came on live, administration announces 25% tariffs on Japan, 25% tariffs. I think it was 25 or 35% on Korea. What are we doing? And then, when a journalist asked President Trump, "Have you heard of the taco trade? Is this another taco trade? Are we down to this now? What are we doing? What is happening? I can't trade these. I don't know I know what it stands for, but how do you guess that? How do you guess, like, when he's going to say, okay, tariffs are on, when he's going to say, okay, tariffs are off, delay? How do you trade that? If anybody knows, please tell me. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. So musical chairs is going on full bore when it comes to good old tariffs. Well, here they are. President Trump's 90-day tariff pause now only has 13 days remaining. This is about a week old from the Coinbase letter. This means without any new trade deals on July 9th, tariff rates will rise as follows. Country-specific reciprocal tariffs return. Tariffs up to 50% on EU imports. Oh, by the way, he announced that the BRICS automatically, who support China, will have automatically 10% tariffs. I'm like, okay. 30% tariffs on Chinese imports remain in effect. Global 10% baseline tariffs remain in effect. Great, wonderful. S&P 500 now is 1,200 points higher than it was on April 9th. After that sell-off, obviously, right? The trade war will soon take the spotlight again. Well, I guess today is the day. And then Mr. Bessent, our Treasury Secretary, looks like soon to be Federal Reserve Chairman, says tariffs will boomerang back to April levels by August 1 for countries without deals. Treasury Secretary Bessent said President Trump will send letters to some trading partners saying tariffs will boomerang back. I don't know what that means. I know what a boomerang is. Back on April 2nd levels on August 1 if there is no progress. Well, obviously, there was no progress, Mr. Bessent. If you're admitting that 100 countries did not even respond to the original letters, they're going like, F off. We don't care. I don't know. Is that what's happening? I mean, are we going to play this game for the next 4 years for me to get a goddamn ulcer? Because I don't care. Honestly, actually, I'm fine. My account is hitting an all-time high today. But that's not about me. Forget about me. What are we doing? We just wasted 6 months playing this musical chairs on tariffs. Can we just get it over with? Can we have some just quiet? No. Bessent rejected that August 1 is a new trading deadline, but it could still give countries more time to negotiate. Well, they did not negotiate, and the 90 days was not enough. Now they extended it another 30 days to September. So September will come, we'll go to October. October will come, we'll go to November. That's the musical chairs I'm talking about, right? And then he goes, Besson also said that he expects to see several big announcements over the next couple of days. Well, I guess we got the announcement before I went live, which was, Japan 25%, Korea 30%. Just throw a number, throw spaghetti to the wall, let's see what sticks. I'm tired, man. We can't do this. I'm tired of playing musical chairs. I don't want to get my face ripped. And then you could easily say, Serge, why are you trading then? Why are you complaining? Just shut everything off. Well, I can't. I got to make money. I got to keep pace with inflation. You guys are ruining, you guys are pumping money, and I need to keep pace with debasing of the dollar. I don't know. Administration? I mean, again, I'm a Republican. I voted for Trump. So full transparency even on that. And so, yeah, musical chairs and tariffs. Are you guys as tired as I am on the tariffs? I mean, can we just get this over with? Can we have some calm and quiet? Can we just go back to regular trading? Can we just have some expectancy of I don't know, like, okay, trading for these 6 months since the Trump administration took over is like a EKG of a man that's having a heart attack, up and down and up and down. I'm like, I get the up and down, and I'm okay with it up and down, but at this much up and down, honestly, is going to make me like age me. If this next 4 years is going to be like this, or 3.5 years, I'm going to age quite a bit. I don't think I'm going to be doing this next 3.5 years, but if I am, you guys will see like a different person. It ages me, man. I don't want to worry about, okay, what's next? What's this? What's happening? So yeah, musical chairs, please. Can we just end the musical chairs? Can we have some calm and quiet? Can we just trade trends? And can we just, buy low, sell high, buy low, whatever the heck we're going to do? But let us just do it in peace, because this is just too much, right? So let me look at the comments real quick. Mojo, hello. Thank you for the thumbs up. Bachatero. Okay, how you doing? Vic, how are you? Doug? Sharkstero. Man, I like these names. Look at these. Luis, Traveler, Vic. I'm willing, mostly PLTR and NVIDIA, 30, 35 deltas, keeping more cash for the next week. Yeah, of course. Why not? You guys have heard of something called money supply? Money supply, specifically called M2. M2 is money in circulation, right? There's M1, M2, M3. I don't want to get into the technicalities, but there is in my opinion anyway, right? There is a little bit of a lag, and there is a very strong correlation of what the money supply does to asset classes. There is. Now, you can say, well, I don't think there is. Okay, well, then grab the link when I post it and come on and let's discuss it, not debate it, discuss it. But there definitely is, okay? I urge all of you to go, not now, but after you're done watching this, I urge all of you to go Google correlation between M2 and any asset class. Let's talk about asset classes. What are we talking about here? Talking about stocks, right? Talking about gold. Talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about real estate. Those are the four major asset classes, right? Well, obviously we have bonds, but then we know what's going on with bonds, but I don't have to get into interest rates that much. The administration wants lower interest rates because 9 trillion of bonds are coming due this year to get refinanced. And those are bonds that we cannot just say, IOUs that we cannot say, oh, just hold on a second, I'll pay you later. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, there is a massive correlation between money supply and asset classes. And there's massive also correlation, global money supply and asset classes, okay? When I say global money supply, industrialized countries, China, for example, Japan, India, EU, right? I mean, there are central banks that control the money supply, and our Federal Reserve is in charge of controlling M2, all right? So how much of a correlation do you guys think there is? 100%, 90%, 80%? Well, I'm going to tell you guys how much I think these things are correlated between all asset classes and money supply. And here it is. So this is the S&P 500 versus US money supply M2. Okay. This chart goes back to 1970. Okay. The red line is the S&P 500. Okay. The blue line is the money supply, M2. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of exploding M2 and all that good stuff. But let's look at the chart for a second. Okay. So it's pretty clear. S&P 500, red. US money supply, M2, blue. Okay. And there are some points during that time how this worked itself out. Now, if I were to superimpose M2 on Bitcoin, it would look very similar. If I superimpose M2 over gold, it will look very similar. So M2, since 1970, that's when we went off the gold standard. Remember that? Has been growing exponentially, and now it's just out of control. There had been occasions that we had to grow the money supply to save the economy. For example, in 2000, right? .com bubble. We had to, right? Save the economy. And you guys can see the correlation, how the S&P 500 is oscillating, but then M2 is continuously growing, right? And now it's in almost like a parabolic trajectory. And then the next crisis came with the GFC in 2008. Well, we had to pump. We had to get the printers going. And then the next one was COVID. You guys remember COVID, right? 5 years ago? Okay. That's when things went parabolic. So what the thing that's happening is, besides, there's a clear correlation, obviously. Besides the correlation, you guys have to understand, with every black swan event, or with every slowdown, or with every recession, the printers have to go harder. They have to print more. So as we know, let's pass the .com bubble, but let's go to the GFC, 2008. We created something called TARP, Toxic Asset Repurchase Program. And during that time, it was only $800 billion, right? It saved the economy, literally, saved the banks, which I don't think they should have, but they did. You know, too big to fail. Remember all that? Merge all the banks, put all the shit assets into the Fed's balance sheet and JP Morgan's and B of A's balance sheet. Yeah, Countrywide goes into this, and Wachovia goes into that. Yeah, well, I'll remember. I had a mortgage brokerage at that time. And then the last crisis, right? So TARP was 800 billion. Pandemic hits, right? Printers 24/7, 7 trillion, 10x of what we had to do to save the economy in 2008. So I'm assuming on the next black swan or a slowdown or a recession, we have to do 10x of that, right? So there is a thought process here. So every time we have a shock, we have to print more, right? And with the big beautiful bill passing, what do we guarantee? We guaranteed deficit spending. We guaranteed another 5 trillion in the national debt. Well, how do we close that gap? We have to print. We have to, non-ending. The printing will never end, right? Unless Elon does something with the America Party, which I doubt that's going to happen either. But let's not get stuck. So let's talk a little bit about the positives and the negatives of the correlation that we have. So there is positive things comes with M2, increased liquidity, right? When M2 money supply increases, it provides more liquidity in the market, meaning there is more money available for investment. Well, that's why all asset classes do what? All-time highs, gold, stocks, Bitcoin, right? It creates investor confidence. M2 growth can signal economic growth and stability, boosting investor confidence. Is it false? Is it real? I don't know. You guys will have to make your own decisions on that. and encouraging them to put more money into the market. Yes, because when there's so much money, it has to chase a return. Well, where is the best return? Or where has the best return been? In stocks, in gold, in Bitcoin, right? And M2 growth also signals lower interest rates. Central banks often lower interest rates to increase the M2 supply, besides the printing part. Well, they don't print anymore. They put zeros in the ledger. Lower rates make borrowing cheaper. We had 15 years of ZIRP. You guys remember ZIRP, zero interest rate policy? And it impacts stock prices, and stocks go higher and higher, and all-time high after all-time high. Now, potential negative impacts of M2 explosion. Inflation. You guys remember that? You guys think inflation is dead? Hell no. If M2 grows too rapidly, which it did during the pandemic, it can lead to inflation. Well, how did that go? All I know is that inflation is here to stay because with the big beautiful bill adding another 5 trillion to the debt, we're gonna have to print more. While some inflation can be beneficial for companies, absolutely true for earnings purposes, allowing them to raise prices, high and sustained inflation can erode purchasing power. And that's where all the average American, hundreds of millions of Americans fall. Their W-2s don't keep pace with, inflation, right? And then we get what we get. And more importantly, we create asset bubbles. So I just put a really popular video actually about Warren Buffett's, indicator flashing bright blood red. Well, he's sitting on 350 billion in cash, more than the Treasury. Why? I wonder why. In extreme cases, well, we're almost there. Excessive M2 growth can lead to asset bubbles, where prices become inflated because all that money sloshing around in the washing machine is chasing a return. They don't care. But then, the musical chairs chasing returns. You guys figured that out yet? Okay. So the dot-com bubble in the late 1990s is an example of how excessive money supply can inflate stock prices. Okay. So now, please go Google the correlation between M2. Now, global M2 is also exploding, by the way, because Europeans are cutting rates. China's 10-year note is almost at 0.5%. China is pumping money like mad, right? And global M2 is actually going higher faster than the US M2. So the correlation is undeniable as far as I'm concerned. A lot of academics say there is no correlation. Absolutely there is. When you put that much money into circulation out of thin air, we just create these billions and trillions, right? We create it. We put zeros into the ledger. There's the money. And then what do? People go borrow and then take shots at the stock market, at gold. Why do you guys think gold is at 3,100? Gold is seeing all this, right? Why do you guys think Bitcoin is holding 110,000, which I'm going to talk about shortly? Why is that? Why isn't Bitcoin selling off? That's because money is going in. There's just so much money, right? And people are figuring out, if we create this much money supply, the value of existing dollars are going less and less and less. You're losing the buying power. So in order to keep pace with all that, you have to go do something with that money. Well, what's the definition of inflation? Too much money chasing too few goods. Well, there you go. And that's what we have. Now, I'm not saying we're in an asset bubble. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is do something. Don't put your money, under your mattress. Don't go put it in a savings account, because every year your $100 bill is losing about 6 or 7% of its buying power. But everybody makes their own decisions. You make your own bed and you sleep in it. So, yeah. What is happening? Who else is here? Traveler, good morning. Vic, okay, cool. John, hey, what's up, John? How's it going? Mr. Premium of the option. Happy Monday. Okay, this is something that I'm really, really not understanding. How are cover calls printing? If cover calls are printing, that means your underlying is going down. I just, I need you to come on one of these days to explain all of this, because I do understand you don't need to explain, but here's cover calls for you. Cover calls do two things. They cap you on the upside on a bull market, which we're in, and they don't give you any protection on the downside. Zero. Well, that's my opinion on covered calls. And I said it on my members chat group a million times. Every morning, I think I say it, just out of joke. Covered calls. I hate covered calls. Okay, I sold the covered call on Tesla for dollars. Okay, what about it? What did the underlying do, though? What did Tesla do? I guarantee you went down a lot more than your covered call did. Well, we can look at it. So you sell a covered call for $5. You buy it back for 50 cents because it cannot go to negative, right? But Tesla's down $30 today. What about it? Because that's a covered call, right? You own the underlying, unless you're naked. That's a different story. So it's not making any sense to me whatsoever now, at all. And again, I'm not against covered calls. I have a couple of positions with covered calls. Actually, I have a bunch of covered puts. So well, no, you don't need to do that. I just want all of you to understand, that's basic 101 investing. All I'm saying is be careful with covered calls. Covered calls are not, what you think they are. Now, covered calls are okay if you're looking for a certain amount of return. Okay, if you had sold covered calls on SoFi or Palantir or all these stocks that went, or Nvidia, I'll give you a million of them. You just capped your upside. Generational wealth. No, you just look for a 10% return. That's not why I'm playing the game for. But no, I do appreciate the comments. So I'm going to do a couple more things here. So, and then I'm going to go to my positions because I'm dying to go cover some of my naked strangles. And I have some puts. I bought some puts. I guess I got lucky for hedging purposes. I'm short stocks. I have a lot of positions. I have I think 13 or 14 positions now. But I want to get into something that I have been DCAing actually for the last, how long? For the last, I don't know, 6 weeks or so. 6 months since I started DCAing. I bought, it's Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is not going down. Why isn't Bitcoin going down? Bitcoin is seeing, just like all other asset classes, M2 is exploding, and then I need to be in assets that keep pace with all this garbage that we're doing. So fiscal literacy is important. I'll talk maybe about that. So last but not least, real quick shout out to Robinhood. I have no affiliation with Robinhood. I have a small Robinhood account on top of my trading account, my investment account. A lot of people said, why don't you give an update of what's going on? So when I started the channel last year, I think May, June, or sometime, I don't know when. It's been about a year, let's say. I opened the Robinhood account with $1,000. Okay, I'm like, cool. Let's see what we can do with $1,000, because a lot of people are going like, well, we don't have a 6-figure account. We can swing options. We can do everything you're doing, but then can you make money with $1,000? I'm like, okay, sure. What's it? We threw it in there, and then we've been trading. I've been trading it. Unfortunately, it's true. I cannot do a lot of the things I do with more money, which is shorting options, shorting equities. Robinhood doesn't allow you shorting stocks. But I think it's the best platform for newbies, and it's the best platform for doing different things. And I enjoy the UI. I think it's the best UI out there. There's no ifs and buts about it. It's very gamified, very user-friendly. And I've been doing just directionals, because that's all I can do in there. I got approved for level 3, but now that account has grown to a size that I can probably sell some puts, do some synthetics and things like that. So I will probably do it. But a lot of people were like, where's that account? Did you blow the account? I'm like, I don't blow accounts. Well, I try not to anyway. I have done plenty in my past, not the last 25 years. So where are we with that little Robinhood account? Well, that's where we are. So I started with $1,000 about a year ago. And that's to my position. Actually, I added to that position this morning. So that account, that little $1,000 Robinhood account, is up to $7,324.37 as of the close of Thursday. So this year, as you guys can see, by the way, I took it up to like $5,000 or $5,400. Then I did what most Robinhooders do: YOLO'd into some shit And sure enough, got smacked. Went down to like 2,300 or something like that. And now, I had a little run and then YOLO'd again. Well, YOLO didn't work, okay? YOLO rarely works. But then I said, you know what? Can you take this seriously, please? I mean, it's on your phone. You can do it. Do what you do in your trading account, directionally, because I can't do more than that. Although I'm on margin, I don't pay interest. I'm on margin, and I have level 3 option approval. I can do whatever I can do in the main trading account, but then I don't have enough buying power, and I'm not going to add any cash. So 1,000, now we're at 7,300. So this year, so far, year to date, this is year to date. I'm up on, what does it say? 270%. I mean, look, this is play money, right? I'm enjoying doing this. Now you could say, why didn't you do this in your main account? Because I can't just have directionals in my main account. Okay. Otherwise it won't work. So you can do this with little money, but you cannot do this with so my goal again, actually, by the end of the year, I want to get this to like 10 grand, right? Hopefully I can do it. If I can't, then, so I'm going to start posting these once a week as well on the community page. There's a lot of people who say, Serge, I only have a $5,000 account. I'm like, well, this is it. This is what I've done. Again, none of this is trading or financial advice, but then I'm going to start sharing this on the community page, and I'll talk about it maybe every Friday during Power Hour. So, yeah, that's where we are. I think that account is down. Well, let me check it. I think it's down a couple $100 because Rigetti calls that I have, I think, are down a couple $100. But the growth has been pretty good. I'm enjoying trading that as well whenever I have time. And that's where we are. So, okay. Hello. So let me give you a shout out to my members group. I think it's the best members group out there. Okay. We have some newbies. We have some really good traders. We have some advanced traders. Obviously, I'm in there, so if you want to support the channel, I'm not doing it for the $9.99 that it costs, because that's Big Mac, right? But if you want to have access, like what I do is I do members only live streams every Wednesday. If you want to become a member, click join, become a member, email me, Sergio at sergioavedian.com. And so what do you get? You get the live streams every Wednesday where you can be one-on-one, basically almost like a tutoring session. We talk about different topics. I am 100% sure they're learning a lot. Well, they attest to it during our chat. So when I say chat, you have access to a Telegram chat group. So if you do become a member, email me, Sergio at sergioavedian.com. Then I'll email you the link for the Telegram chat group, and we'll welcome you up to the group. And what I do is I post live my trades live. So the ones I post on the community page are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and there could be a delay, and it's after market close. By the time you go to Wednesday, there's a lag, there's a delay, obviously. But on the members live chat group, I'll post them live. I clearly say what I'm doing. At the end of the day, I take a screenshot of the positions and post it. So with full transparency there as well. None of this is trading or financial advice. But if you do become a member, I can assure you one thing. I will teach you how to fish. I am giving them the fish now. But now what I'm doing is I'm kind of going, okay, this is the stock I'm interested in. What kind of trades we should put on? And, they're getting it. And I'm like, I like it. They come up with ideas of their own. It's an open, I'm not controlling any of it. Anybody, we don't talk about politics in this. We just talk about trading and stocks, obviously. But they're coming up with some good names. And I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that it's going good. See, he just said it. Because that wasn't stock we talked about yesterday. Sound moving up. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that. I think I'm maxed out on my positions with 13, 14 of them. But let's talk about positions. Let's go to my positions. Let's add this to the stage. So, not that one, this one. All right, I'm learning how to do this properly now. You guys can see this, I hope. Thumbs up. Those are live trading, live positions. Let's see what we got. Okay, so I'm going to highlight each position and then I'll go through it real quickly. I'm only long 10 Apple 2X ETFs. Traded that beautifully. We're waiting for a breakout. It's a little bit of a pullback, but I'm only long 10. I was on a unbalanced, actually, synthetic. I was short the 20 puts, long the 25 calls, bought the puts back, and I was short 30 of the puts. Well, you guys can go check the Wednesday or Thursday post on the community page to see where the position was and where it is now. Trim, take nice profits. Bought the puts back at 50% profit, sold the calls at about 65% profit. I'm holding 10 for entertainment purposes. This one I'm going to cover actually as we're talking, because not because I'm doing it, because I think it's time. I've been in this short strangle for a couple of weeks now. Nothing but good things on Circle. So let's start unwinding that. So before I unwind, so I'm in a 120, 320 naked strangle, 120 with a 200 body, meaning I'm short the 120 puts and short the 120 calls. And I'm also short the 140 puts and 330 calls, right? So I sold the 120 puts at 321, and this was an addition actually. They're down to 35 cents. So when you're up 90% on something, and you have, these are July 18th, by the way, they go all the way to 9 days from now, you take the money. Actually, most people take it at 50%, but I became a little bit of a pig, so I'm going to buy that back. I have one of those. Let's buy that back and let's close that up, raise some cash. Okay, so that's done. We bought that one back. Let's go to back. Now I am also short 2 140 puts that I sold at 466, and they're down to 65 cents. Let's 55, 65. Let's go at 60. Let's see if we can buy a couple at 60. Those two back as well. 2 at 60. Most likely. Go halfway. When you're trading, by the way, go with limits, please, especially on these types of stocks. All right, that's done. Okay, next one. Let's go to the call side. We're short 2 July 320 calls. Sold them at 750. They're down to $1.40, $1.15, $1.40. Yeah, let's take those at 125. Let's give it a shot, 125. Let's see if we get it at 125. If not, we raise it. Nope, we didn't get it. Oh, that's my bid. I'm not going to pay the offer market maker. You can kiss my ass. Let's go to 120, 127. Nope. Okay. You want me to pay 130? 125, 135. You want me to pay 130? I can tell. Okay, I'll pay you 130, but I ain't paying you 140. 130 is it. Done. Finished. Okay, so we bought those back, and then I'm short one. Last one. July 330 calls, sold them at $10. They're down to $1. Let's go with $1.20. Let's go with $1.10 and be done with this circle trade. Beautiful trade, really. Let's go with $1.10. Done. All right, so circle is done. Next position. Well, finally. Okay, so we cleaned that up. Next one is same thing, strangle, core weave. I was originally at 125, 260. Sold the calls at like $7, bought them back at like 2, put the 220 call. So I'm in a 125, short 125, put short 220 call. July 18th expiration. I sold the puts at 486. They're down to $1.17, $1.33. Let's buy those back. Let's try to buy those back at $1.20. There's only one. Let's see if we can get him at $1.20. Done. Love it. Got to go halfway or lower, folks. Don't go on the offer. Never go on the offer, never go on the bid. And now we're short one of the 220 calls. Now, that was the replacement of my 260 calls. Sold them at $1.60. They're down to 40 and 76. What kind of spread is that? Let's go with 50 cents. Let's buy that back at 50 cents if we can. Yeah, I'm not paying you that shit. Done. Good. Good, good, good. So strangles are done. We strangled the shit out of that. Lovely. Okay, so what else we got? I'm short 25 fuel cell. $7 puts expiring July 18th. Intent was to get assigned. I think I will. Stock is 525. I sold them at 135. I will probably sell another 5. Actually, I should sell another 5 right about 190. That'll give me 510. Sell 5 more at 190. I probably won't do it, but if it does, great. No, you won't do it. It'll be my offer, but I'll take 190. What else? Gorilla Technology. I bought the calls back actually, and I'm long 25 calls now. I had 25, 22 and a half, and 20 puts. Bought those back when the stock rallied after earnings. And with that money, that was a synthetic with the call debit spread. Took the money in from the puts. Bought some call debit spread, spent some of the money. It's all good. We'll hold that position, 20 long 25 calls. Okay, here's Oscar Health. I added to it this morning, literally on the lows. So I have 2 positions, 2 short puts. Stock is 1672. I'm short 10 August now, going out to August regular expiration. 10 August 17 puts and 10 August 20 puts. Now you're going to say, why are you selling deep in the money puts? Sometimes you got to get aggressive if you think the stock's going to move. And I took some of the money and bought a 2028 call debit spread. I bought August 20 calls and sold the August 20 calls against it. And that position was red, still red, but it's turning actually kind of green now. And oh, Rigetti Computing, we sold it. It's rallying. Did we really? Oh, actually, I sold it in my Robinhood account. I think my Robinhood account just hit a new all-time high. Hold on a second. Yes. Wonderful. I did. Huh. Look at that. All right. Yes, I gained $58.88. Now the account is $7,383.27. But now, this morning, I added to Rigetti Computing on the open. I'm long 50. August 15 calls. I was short the puts. I bought the puts back. I had a synthetic on. I'm long 50 puts, 50 calls at 98 cents. They're $1.30. Should we take a profit? No, I think I'll take a profit about 13.88 to 14.25 range. So that's a good position. That's working out. Here comes the short positions. I'm short 200 shares of Sezzle. Average cost 177. Stock is 178.70. But I'm also, this is the cover. Okay, whoever was the cover call guy, listen to this one now. This is called the cover put. I'm short against the 200 shares. I'm short 2 of the July expiration, July 18th expiration, 170 puts. So you short a stock. I'm short actual physical shares, folks. I'm not just short output. I'm also short the options at $10.08. Now, what's going to happen? If the stock is below 170, I'm going to get assigned 200 shares. It's going to cover my short position with 17-point profit. If I don't get called away, stock is above 170, I'm going to collect all that premium, and my short price, the price on the shares, right? Just like when you do a cover call, what happens? When the options expire worthless, out of the money, you lower your cost basis. Well, on this one, because I'm short, I'm going to increase my cost basis from 177 to 187. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Holding. I'm long 20 SMCI. I can't get a hold of the stock. I don't know what's going on. I have a loss on it. I'm just long 20 August 60 calls on it, just entertainment purposes, honestly. Okay, here comes another one. All right. I'm short. I added to it. I'm going to add some more. I'm short 1,100 shares of SoFi. I had sold the puts, weekly puts. I'm going to sell the weekly puts again against the short position. Last week's they expired worthless, so I increased my cost basis 25 cents. So 1853 plus 25 is I'm 1888. Stock is 1895. Okay, well, yeah, that's where we are on that one. Well, let me take a look at where SoFi is at. SoFi weekly puts, July 11th expiration. Stock is where 1896. 19s are 50 cents. So if I do sell those, right, if the stock is below 19 by Friday, I will get assigned and close the short position with a profit. If not, I'll increase my cost basis as far as the short is concerned. I'm going to hold on to that position. I'm not going to sell puts yet. I may sell 18 and a half for 30 cents. So that'll put me at 1820. I'm short at 1970. That's a couple $1,000s. That's how you balance your portfolio, guys. That's what you do. Ooh, Rigetti, 135. Now, we may take that. We're up like a couple of grand on that. Okay. Well, I'm short SoFi. Okay, I have 10 SPY August 15 expiration, 610 puts that I bought on Thursday. Average cost 637. They're $8, so we're up about 1,600 there. That's another hedge we're going to hold. Two more. Jesus, I have a lot of positions. Well, we closed a couple. I'm short 600 shares of TSS Inc. Average cost 30.13. Again, I sold the July 18th expiration. Stock is 29.19, so I have $1 profit on the short side, but I sold the July 30 puts at $3.40, and those are down to $2.70. Again, the same situation. If the stock is under 30, I will get assigned at 30, close my short position on the equity automatically, but I took in 340, right? So 340 times 600 shares, couple $1,000. All these couple $1,000 trades at the end of the year will take you to 120%. Last but not least, I'm long 3,500 shares of WeRide. Average cost 808, stock is 8. I see on this one, I'm with that gentleman. I have cover calls. I have 35. I sold 35 July 10 calls at 37 cents. They're down to 10, 15 cents. I'll hold those. And that's where we are. Let me go to the front. Let's answer some questions, and then I'll go to some charts. Hopefully you guys saw that. No? Anybody want to come on? No? You guys can still hear me and see me, right? Can you guys put a thumbs up because the chat's quiet now? Can somebody put a thumbs up? Please? No? Did we get cut off? Have I been doing this for no reason now? Gosh, really? No? Can anybody put a thumbs up? Please? Okay, well, maybe we got cut off. Yes. Yes, meaning you can hear me and see me? Okay, cool. Okay, so that's where we are. Okay, fine. Let's take a look at some charts. SoundHound. Well, let's look at, okay, thank you, Meta Mike. Let's look at some charts. Everybody's interested in Tesla, America Party. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, why is Elon getting involved?" I'm like, forget about your pocket, man. The other pocket is your actual pocket is getting killed with these politicians screwing you on a daily basis. Come on now, the guy is doing it, and I don't get it. People go like, "Oh, Elon should go back to the Tesla." I'm like, hey, man, the guy can do whatever the heck he wants. I'm with him on this one. I don't agree on a lot of things with him, but on this one, I'm with him. We need an overhaul. You know? Yeah, I had enough of this bullshit. Anyway, okay, let's look at some charts. Do we sell those SPY puts and take our money, or do we add to those SPY puts? More hedge. Well, we don't need more hedge. So that's my SoFi. Let's get rid of those symbols. Don't show trades. Apple. Okay. All right. So we're short 1,100 shares of SoFi. I want to short more. Don't hate me. I mean, I'm just looking for a mean reversion trade here down to about 17, 16 and a half. Really, just make $5 grand. Get the heck out of Dodge. Okay, let's look at Tesla. Let's look at a couple of charts and say goodbye. Well, Tesla gap down, obviously. Stock's 292. I mean, the chart looks okay, not horrible, but MACD is going under zero now. A retest of 275 potential here, right? 275 to 280 range. I'll give it a crack to TSLL if it gets down there. We can go through my positions actually to see where they are. Apple. So it stopped exactly where it stopped. Now on pullback is add to the position situation. There you go. Yeah, AAPU. I'm trading AAPU. I'm interested in trading Alibaba, 106.59, down $2. Now it's breaking out of my wedge to the downside. I don't like it, but then I don't really do technicals work in this kind of market? I don't think they do. I drew the wedge. I don't know why. Well, it's breaking down to the 200 EMA and the wedge. Two big no-nos for me. But then I was going to trade the 2X ETF of Alibaba. That actually is coming right at the wedge. So I don't know. Tail wagging the dog? I don't know. I think closer to 100 I do it, the better. I really like it. I like, the M2 growth. Well, not the Chinese money supply growth is exploding. I like it. Another one I really like, and it's like breaking out today, Billy, Chinese YouTube. It broke out, pull back, nice trade. Oscar Health, doing good. Oh, red to green, I like it. Hopefully position will get the red to green. Rigetti, 1355, and that was a good buy, Serge. 50 options at 98 cents. Let's see where they're at. I sold them early on my Robinhood account. Son of a bitch. Okay, they're $1.40 now. Now we're talking $2,000. Should we take the 2,000? Yeah, let's trim 10. Let's trim 10 at 135. Yeah, you always got to trim. Take those profits. And let's trim 10 more at 140. Where are we? Yeah, let's trim 10 more at 540, 140. So if you buy something at 98 cents and they're 140, 150, you're up 40, 50%, plus you bought back the puts with 50% gains. You don't be a pig, folks. You know what I say? Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get what? Slaughtered. Okay, I'm going to put 10 at 140 and then keep the 30 for an actual breakout. Okay, balance. My puts are up $1,500. I don't know. I think I'm going to hold those. Actually, I may add to the put side once I look at the chart. Everything's going well. I got no complaints. Probably new all-time high in the account today. Not probably. Absolutely, yeah. Okay. Core weave. I think that's going to break out. I may buy some calls actually there. Anyway, so that's Rigetti. This is this is Circle. Yeah. Should I even bother buy some August calls? Just go buy calls. Should I? That's the 10-minute chart. Man, that looks pretty good to me. This stock is crazy. It was $300, by the way. That's when I did the strangle. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at some August way out of the money calls, because IV is going to explode on this when it starts moving again. Stock is 202.68. 250s? How expensive are you? Not that, well, what am I saying? They're $12.5, $13. Okay, about 300. $6. Holy shit. Huh. I could do, how about this, folks? How about I buy the, I buy the 250s, sell the 300s, and oh my God, these calls go up to 350? The 350s are $4? Okay, that's a better trade. I'm not doing that. Screw that. Let's start all over. What? $4 for 350 calls? Let's do this again. I buy the 250s, sell the 350s, but sell 2 to 1. They go up to 400? Oh, 450? You know what's going to happen here, right? Stock's going to go fucking crazy. Why would you have 450 calls? And they are trading, folks. Wow. I mean, not massive open interest. Wow. Okay, 350. 250. 250, 350 for what? $8? 850? Wow. Or I sell 2 to 1. By August, this thing could be 1,000, man. How do I know? Yeah, let's not do uneven vertical. Wow. Okay, how about we buy some August? Sell the weeklies. How much are those? We buy the August 250s. And then, okay. Bro, I don't want that. Stock is 202.76. Okay. Buy the August 50s. And let's look at the weeklies. This week's, gosh, how expensive are those? 250s. Yeah, I think that's the trade right there. Sell uneven, like a call debit spread. I mean, call credit spread. I'll think about it. I don't know. Market's like goofy. Okay, what else is going on? Should we buy more puts, man? I want to buy more puts. Let's look at the SPX. Yeah, Tesla about 275 to 80. That's circle. That's core weave. Core weave. 2-minute chart. Yeah, that's another one because it's consolidating on low volume. Soundhound, he said, is breaking out. Is it? Zeta, I like. That chart, kind of. Okay. All of these, Rigetti, Soundhound, QBTS, they're all moving. ARQQ. Actually, ARQQ pulled back. That's in the buy zone right there. Oh, let me mention my long-term account. Long Nike, I'm up about 22 points now. I got lucky on all these. Google, I own 143, Nike at 53, Kava. I have July 18th. This is in my investment account. I bought the stock at 74, went to 100. I'm not doing anything long term. I have July 75 puts that I sold, but I own the shares. And last one is Unity Software. Beautiful. I'm on about 21 on that. You guys have to have 2 different accounts, obviously. What else is going on? Let's look at the SPX. First down day. Are they going to complete that bearish divergence on the MACD? We're going to have some serious downside here. I mean, when I say serious, pull back to 50 EMA. Not that serious. What's the 2-minute look like? Maybe I'll buy some more puts. I sure hope that candle was not correct. Holy crap. Yeah, we're just going sideways, man. I think we're just rolling over here. This is the 10-minute with the VWAP. We'll bounce right off VWAP. Oh, although MACD is oversold on that 10-minute. What does it look like on the 30-minute, on the 60-minute? On the 60-minute, we're just rolled over. What kind of pullback are we going to get, though? We're not getting any. I mean, even if we can get a pullback to 605. Let's see where the rest of the positions are. Everything is fine. Don't mess with it, Serge. Just press on the puts when it's necessary. A circle, definitely intriguing. Yeah, all the shorts are working. So far, I'm going to short more if it gets up to 19.5 range. Everything else is fine. Pretty balanced. I have some calls. Rigetti, I'm going to sell 10 more of those at 145 if they get there. Let's go 1388, right? Okay. 10 more at 145. So we'll have 20 left. And what else? That's about it. Okay. You guys have any questions, post it. If not, I'm done. I am done. All right. Okay. Anything else? Much love. See you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do this for a month or so. I'm going to do like short live streams. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. About 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Fridays, 1 power hour, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, members only live between 3 and 5 Pacific. Please put a thumbs up. Please share. Please subscribe, because then you'll know when I'm going live. What else? Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you're all making money. One down day is not going to kill anybody. Unless you're hedged correctly, then you could be making money actually on the downside. Members group is open. Click join. You're more than welcome to do so. What else is going on? My hat's not a MAGA hat, by the way. Okay, so because it's red, I don't want to get canceled. It says extra sauce. Extra sauce for the strangles. It says extra sauce. Hey, you're welcome, guys. Okay. I'll be back on the chat for the members. We'll shoot the shit there. Everything is doing good, guys. Making some money. TSSI is in short. Yeah. I couldn't short that either, but it's just I quit on it at 600 shares. I'm not even sure how much they're charging me for it, honestly, but it's okay. Balance is balance. Rigetti, I'm glad those buys in the morning was gold. I sold it, of course, early in my Robinhood account, but all-time high. Maybe I should go put all of that YOLO into Circle. Luis, what do you say, Luis? Should we go YOLO into Circle? Like July 18th options? Swear to God, no, please search, stop yourself. You did that a couple times. You got smacked by like 70% drawdown and 30% drawdown. Please stop. Just do what you're doing. My goal is to get this to like 25K so I can get out of PDT, pattern day trader rule. Like today in the morning, I bought, I had 10 Rigettis in this account. I bought 5 more at 1. Well, I sold them at 130, all of it. So now I got snapped with I bet you I got snapped with the day trading PDT bullshit. Yep, sure did. So now I got 2 more I can do. I can day trade. Yes, I don't like it. I don't like the PDT rule. But then again, it is what it is. Play by the rules. Anyway, folks, much love. Be well. Make money. See you guys tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow will be shorter. Maybe not. I don't know. If I have something to rant about. But please, please, with one favor, I'm putting out a video at noon today. It's called, see, you guys are getting a preview. It's called Addicted to Debt Reality Check. Please go watch it. Please. And then please share it. Please tweet it. Put it on social. I think it's one of the best videos I've done on this channel for a long, long, long time. It's from the heart. No screenshots, none of that bullshit. Please go watch it and please share it. That's where we are. That's what I truly feel about where we are in this country. Not political. It's mostly about, well, you guys need to go watch it. All right. So much love. See you guys later.